Hi, I'm James Gangle and I am cold. Canada is so cold right now. I should probably be wearing more than just this t-shirt and pants. But I don't want to put anything more heavy on me or in me. You know, no more heavy winter food. So today on Little Kitchen, I'm making a hot, light, and spicy Thai coconut soup. Come on. The real star of Thai coconut soup is the shrimp. And I decided to indulge today. I got these big, delicious tiger shrimp. But you can use sort of any medium-sized shrimp that you have. And the first thing we're going to do is shell shrimp, which is easy. Get your fingers underneath where those legs are. Pull off that shell. And when you get close to that tail, you're just going to push on the tail until that meat comes out. Reserve those shells. Reserve those shells. Reserve those shells. We're gonna make a stock. Reserve those shells. Yeah! Okay, last one. And now we have this whole pile of shrimp here. It's about a pound of tiger shrimp. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to roughly cut it in half, but leave that tail intact, right? And when this goes in the soup, they're gonna curl up. It's gonna curl up and look like these little shrimp bow ties. Now, shrimp aren't the only star of Thai coconut soup. No! A very important co-star are shiitake mushrooms. These little bad boys are delicious. They're so woodsy, have a lovely fragrance, but their stalks are a bit wooden. So what we're gonna do is just pull out those stalks. And guess what? We're saving them. That's going in our stock pot. Look at that light change. That light change always happens. I wish I could just auto set my... See? Now what we're going to do is just sort of thinly slice these mushrooms, okay? You want every bite, every second bite, to have a little bit of what makes that soup. So, you know, I want a shrimp every bite or every second bite, right? I want a shiitake mushroom every bite or every second bite. I want there to be noodles there waiting for me at the end of the bowl. I mean, you don't really bite these noodles in every... Forget what I said. That's bullshit. We've just finished slicing all those shiitake mushrooms, and now we're going to get our broth base going. And I'm going to put in 1 cup of chicken stock. Veggie stock works fine. As soon as it starts simmering, we're just gonna turn it down to low and let it simmer away. And now it's time to work on the base of our soup. I've got 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil heated up in our soup pot, and we're gonna throw in 1 lemongrass stalk, finely minced, 2 tablespoons of grated ginger, 2 teaspoons of red Thai chili paste. Give it a little stir. So we're just gonna cook these flavors together for just about a minute. Let the flavors combine. And then slowly, we're going to pour in our stock. I happen to have lots of duck stock, so about 3 cups into there. I've made a bit of a mess here, no worries. I will cut it out. Now, I definitely didn't make a mess pouring that stock in here, and you didn't either. Now, what we're gonna do is throw in a tablespoon of light brown sugar. Get in there. There it is. And our fish sauce. And we're gonna use about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. Fish sauce adds sort of an umami flavor, not really a fishy flavor. I mean, if you take a swig of fish sauce right out of the bottle, but inside here, not so much. So that's about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. We're basically going to stir this and let it simmer for 15 minutes. So if there's anything stuck at the bottom of your pot, just stir it up, boo. Little darling, stir it up. See, I feel like I should stand straighter. Usually I'm like, let's make soup. But I should be like, we're making soup. Isn't that wonderful? So let's check in on those shells and those stalks of our mushrooms. Oh yes, they're simmering away too. So much of the flavor from the shrimp actually comes from the shells. See how nice and red those shells have become? We're just gonna strain out the liquid into our broth base, and that'll just add another dimension, okay? You can, by all means, skip this step. No, it's not necessary. So our soup base has been simmering away for about 15 minutes, and now it's time to add the ingredient that takes part of the title, the Thai coconut soup. So we're going to put in coconut milk. This calls for about 1.2 liters of coconut milk. I'm gonna put in 800 milliliters, 2 cans, and add more if I want it more creamy. If you want it more creamy, then add it, you know, and if you want it less creamy, don't add that 3rd can. Just give it a taste as you go. Let's just close this pot up. It'll simmer quicker. A watched pot never boils. That's not true. As long as there's heat under it, if you watch it long enough, it will boil. In the meantime, we're going to soften up these rice noodles. And the thing I like about these rice noodles is you don't actually boil a pot. You just boil a pot of hot water and pour them over your rice noodles and you let them sit. By the time our soup is finally done, these will be nice and softened up and we can just put them in a bowl and pour our soup over top. Okay, let's check on our coconut milk soup. Yes, it's simmering, so it's time to stir in our mushrooms, and we're just gonna stir them every once in a while until they've softened up. If you can kind of nibble through them, bite through them real easy, then we know they're done. All right, these have been simmering away for about 5 minutes. Let's try one of these mushrooms, see if it's the kind of texture we're looking for. Perfect. They are soft, but there is a little bit of bite there. So excellent. That means it is time to put our shrimp in. We're going to stir them up, and as soon as they kind of are no longer translucent, they're opaque, then they're going to be done and we're ready to serve this thing. All right, our shrimp have been in there for about 5 minutes. Let's check it out. I'm going to fish up one of these shrimp. Look at that. Lovely little curly cues of shrimp. I'm going to see if it's done. Perfect. It's perfect. Oh, hot, but perfect. Because there's a little bite to it. There's a little crunch to it. So, now, the very last step is we're going to squeeze in a lime. And you want to save that to the last moment because lime, when it's just freshly squeezed into your soup, will add this brightness, this bright flavor to it. I've drained these nudies. That's a gross thing to call noodles. We're going to put some noodles in our soup bowl. Then we're just going to ladle in some soup. Make sure we get our mushrooms. Make sure we get our shrimp. Make sure we get our broth. Put in a little freshly diced cilantro. And I always like to serve this with a wedge of lime so that you can squeeze it in just at the end and really have that bright flavor. Check that out. I'm going to try to get everything in one bite. Can I get a noodle? Can I get a mushroom? Can I get a shrimp? It looks like I have a perfect spoonful right here. That's so good. It's a little spicy. It's sweet from the coconut soup. You guys have to make this. I mean, all my other recipes, forget it. Those are garbage. You have to make this one. The other ones are good too. And please subscribe to my YouTube page. Thanks. Love you. Sea bugs, really. We're eating sea bugs.